Okay, so we are live.
Live.
This is the funny part, the awkward part, because we don't have an assistant or technical administration. This is all us. So, in order to hopefully increase some viewership on the show, I'm going to share it to a couple of platforms.
Yes, you certainly do.
I surely do. How you doing, Freddie?
I'm very goodly do.
Goodly do?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What about you?
I'm doing great. I'm doing great. I'm really excited about what we just did, what just happened.
Sorry, like you gotta imagine like following scenario.
Yeah, let's give some context. No, let's now we get to talk about the context, what was supposed to happen, what I was expecting, and then what actually happened. Go on, you tell them.
Okay,
I'll be busy here for a second.
You be busy here. So I'll be the storyteller for a minute. So I was supposed to introduce you guys a completely new instrument that we never played or showed you before. And it's very hard to play. Like, I know a lot about instruments and I play a couple of them, but this one, like, I was having a hard time executing it the way I wanted to execute it. And I can't reveal it. Like, you gotta wait. Next week it's gonna happen. But you know, I was sleeping. I was very tired.
He was sleeping.
But
hour before the show, I come in and my man was sleeping. No, let's go back in time 16 hours. Guy, don't you worry about it. I'm gonna get there early and I'm gonna practice with the instruments, so we're ready to go. No problem. It's gonna be an easy day. Fast forward. Freddie's asleep on the couch. I come in. Fortunately, I brought the new coffee machine, which is not a machine. It's an aluminum, whatever you think. So that happened. And then the first words out of his mouth after he opened his eyes, no? It's like, man, can we do a different lesson today? Okay, Freddie. And then
I was practicing. I was writing a song today, which I didn't like. And so Guy decided, okay, let's write a song live that you're gonna like.
Well, it was in my hands at that point.
Yep.
So and
I
then
was still waking up.
Well, hold on. And he forgot we were doing it an hour early. So like 45 minutes goes by. I'm setting up stuff. Freddie's in the kitchen doing I don't even know what. And 15
refilling the soap.
And 15 minutes before the show,
Guy was
hey, Freddie, I need you to be in the room now so we can talk about what's about to happen, right? So that's how this went today. And
I just heard him breathing very heavily, like your mom does when you did something.
I was not breathing.
And I was like, "Whoops! Oh yeah, today everything's completely
different." No way. So yeah, Andrea's curious. I'm curious too, Andrea. So 15 minutes before the show, I'm like, hey, Freddie, we're going on live in 15 minutes. He's like, 15 minutes? What do you mean? He's like, oh yeah, we're going an hour early today. I'm like, yeah.
Good morning, Mr. Date. I'm so sorry.
Lord.
But it turned out pretty well.
It turned out this is one of my favorite episodes that we've ever done.
Go ahead.
Andrea, you've been with us for a while. I don't know how you liked it, but this is one of my favorite episodes we've ever done. We started out with this whiteboard, but there was nothing on it.
Being completely empty.
Totally empty. Totally empty.
Oh, let's clean it.
No. I want to take a picture, but I want to remember this moment. Just leave it there.
This moment. All right.
Yeah. So.
Coffee just kicked in.
The whole idea was, and I guess it was appropriate for what happened since, we had no lesson plan, to write a song live from scratch, from zero.
With you guys.
Well, we were hoping. We were hoping the audience would participate.
Yeah.
Like any given day, it's a gamble whether we're going to have 2 people on, 5 people, 7 people. Sometimes we get lucky and we have 10 or more people, but we never know. Very fortunately, we have a core of Andrea. Oh, Andrea loved it as well. That makes us happy. We have a core. Our friend Andrea, who's on the screen now, her and her son, they're regularly. We had a family from Canada that was also on, and a couple of people who were also watching that were quiet. But that's fine. And we walked them through what one possible songwriting process could be.
So we decided to, first of all, define the parts of a song, like talking about it. So basically you have 3 parts, the most important parts, I'd say. It's the melody, like the line that's on top of everything. It's mostly sung by Guy. Then we have harmony, chords in the middle of it, and the bottom part is called the rhythm, or the rhythm layer. And we played around with with 2 of them today. But first of all, we were setting up a certain form.
And we started making decisions.
Yeah,
which is really what it's about. You know, if you're creating, I'm not going to sit here and tell you I'm a master songwriter. I've got some songs that I've written that I really, really like, but I'm always learning. And, you know, I think a lot of people, they've got a view on songwriting or creating or painting or whatever it might be. They think it's a lightning bolt of inspiration. That happens from time to time. I've had songs that came out in 20, 30 minutes, right? I've had other songs that took months or a year.
And there are songs that we are still writing.
There are songs that we're still writing. And it goes that way. And a thing that I think I've discovered about people who I respect as great songwriters or great creators in general is that they make a habit out of creation time, right? When, you know, Freddie is very much more of a practiced musician and a trained musician than I am. He's been doing it for a long time. He studied, he can read shape notes, he went to university, all that thing. He's always rehearsing, always. He's always doing scales, new scales. Guy, like he's such a dork. Guy, look, I found this new bebop scale, and look, it's got the extra note in it. Ha ha ha. And I'm like, whatever, nerd. You know, like he is, and he's deep into that. I am very much creative.
He's taking care of all the epiphanies and inspiration parts of the duo, I'd say.
And it's nice and it's very complimentary. Yeah. But the thing is, it is not sustainable to always hope that inspiration is going to come, right? I think that leads to some very bad habits, not just as an artist, but as a person in life. So there are some people, many people, the people I respect the most, they say, write a bad song every day, or dedicate a certain amount of time that's dedicated to writing. And even if it's bad, you will still have learned a bunch from going through this process. You will have learned it. And to talk about something that I was taught from my mentor, Steve Cope, he said, I think it's better to do 20 one-hour paintings than one 20-hour painting, right? It's 20 completed things that you did. And we wanted to show them that today. So we started making decisions, right? How many parts is it going to be? 2 parts. Okay, Freddie. And then I just started playing some chords. No. Then I let Freddie make the next suggestion. Freddie, what key? F for Freddie. Perfect. That was great. Then I just started jamming on some chords. We went in a circle. Do you like that? I like that. We said yes, right? Then we thought about what we could do for the B part. Played some more chords. Do you like that? I like that. Yes, there was a second I had some doubt, but whatever. We decided, no, let's not mess with it. And we kept going on through it. And then the clutch moment came, right? Because while we were doing all of that, I had planted the seed for our viewers, Andrea and her son, as well as Andrea Tudor, who's out in Canada.
Side of the sandbox was set up.
Right.
And
I asked, maybe you guys can think of some things that the lyrics should be about.
It was your turn.
And it was their turn. And it was perfect. It came in 3s. We got the themes summertime, spiders, and butterflies.
And man, I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Because spiders and butterflies, as you said, set up a nice contrast. If you want to tell a story, it's that, you know, kind of good and evil thing, that duality of having such a fragile and beautiful insect and the spider who is just like the hunter, kind of like lurking in the web, being like waiting for its victims, you know. it's a nice story.
The typical relationship of a spider and a butterfly does not end well for the butterfly. Okay,
There you go.
but it's a kid's show, so
No blood, no violence.
So here's when I think you kind of make your own luck, right? Here's where I think the process and grinding at something leads to inspiration, right? The idea, like I'm talking about spiders and butterflies, and I'm simply excited about the fact that they had said spider and butterfly because it's a contrast. It's not all one thing, right? And we got to explain what the word contrast means, which I think is a very important thing to note. And we talked about, well, maybe the spider and the butterfly fell in love.
Yep. That's actually a very cool point you mentioned, because since we were limited in the streaming time, we decided to use a different technique, which is called stream of consciousness. We didn't have time to taking care about the lyrics
I
that
never do
much.
that anyway.
So, but this is a nice tool, again, to just spit out an idea so you can work with it or with something. So he was just start singing. He was ad-libbing. It was kind of, it
was a freestyle.
Forming a sound in your mouth. It's not really about content, like telling the story, because I see it as, mining ideas. Just getting as many ideas possible, cluster them together.
It's actually the reverse. The idea.
Oh, really?
That was the worst. That was the reverse.
Okay. Uh-huh.
The ideas were given to me. I was getting.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. So look at it like this. I was given the palette. Right. These are your colors.
Yep.
Right.
Yeah.
and they just gave me the ideas.
Yeah.
And then, I mean, I'm just a grown enough man that I know what summertime means, and I have my ideas about what spiders are and what butterflies are, and I told a story.
Yeah.
Right. So
could you repeat the story? I was so focused in the
we
music.
recorded. No, I couldn't.
What was he?
I mean, there are some things.
Saying?
There are some things, but it's recorded. Thank God we recorded it.
I have another look on it.
But that was where inspiration happened, and inspiration was, I don't want to say it was forced, but we gave it fertile grounds to grow. If that makes sense. It's like that sentence.
Yeah. It's like you jumping in cold water. It feels kind of uncomfy, but when you move and when you accept your situation, then you'll be like.
That's one metaphor, but I think I want to stick with the garden metaphor for a second, right?
Of course.
What if we look at the sandbox or the garden or whatever you had?
Yeah.
What we did was we decided how big our plot of land was. Okay. We decided we took out the weeds, right? We prepared the soil. We decided what we were going to grow.
Yeah.
And the entire process and the working on it was the water. And then when it was time to sing, that was the growth. That was the inspiration. That's where it came. We had properly taken care of our garden.
Yeah.
Where that it was a nice place for a song to grow. Right?
And exploration, I think this is the word that sums up what we did. It's about, being enough courage to take risks or experiment a little.
Because I was nervous, guys. I was nervous. We had nothing. Freddie was not.
I was sleeping.
Freddie was like, I had a nice nap. Wow.
He was like, get on stage. No, it was tough. It was tough. But still, since you're a very intuitive guy, we got through it, and you helped us out quite a lot.
Well, they were the secret ingredient.
Yeah.
We got some comments here.
Oh.
So Andrea said spiders and butterflies are right now the Max's favorite animals. So thank you, Max, for having. And I think
you planted the seed.
I think that's some very neat intuition from a child that he would have those two favorite animals. You know,
Perfect.
Like my kids' animals are like horses and unicorns and like happy floaty things. And Max has got two very interesting animals. And Angela's talking about transformation and pure inspiration. Yeah, like, I mean, you know, it was just neat. This was a great lesson, and I feel very fortunate.
And another thing that happened was we weren't commenting at all what was happening, because now after the show was gone, we can look at it and we can reflect a little bit of what happened. But to me it's also very important for a creative process to not instantly say, I like it, I don't like it, that's trash, that's super duper cool. It's always trying out, like stick with a bad idea till it really feels bad. Know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Because the brain is always faster than the heart, at least with me, So during my study time, that was super important, because you're dealing with a lot of stuff that you have to play before you understand it, And when you have kind of like a xenophobic attitude, being not liking anything but just the stuff that you already know, then that kills your process of being creative.
I think following through is everything.
Yeah.
Good, bad, or ugly. See it to the end.
And you were surprising me a lot of times, man. At first when we two met, we were listening to different music. You introduced me a lot of hip hop. And at first I'd be like, yeah, okay, hip hop. It had that that negative attitude to me, but he showed me some cool stuff, and now I like it because I open up. And be like, okay, let's give it another try. Maybe he's right. And he was.
Yeah, it's really, like, I don't know. This was cool today. And to talk about, I think another thing that allowed today to be successful is that this was now the 16th show of this season. We did 28 last season, so 28 plus 16. 28 plus 16, I'm bad at math.
Okay.
Well, 28 German shows, 28 English shows. That's 56. 66, 72. This was in total, our 72nd show. So we have done.
Sounds so
it's
crazy.
Nuts,
it's
right?
Nuts,
since March, we have now done 72 of these shows. So we have been, as far as the executing on the live access, we had 71 shows under our belt before today happened.
Wow.
Right? Before today happened. And that allowed it to work. If this had happened halfway through the first season, I don't know if it would have worked. Maybe it would have, maybe it wouldn't have. I'm not sure. But that's the other thing that speaks to habit, and that's another thing that I've learned a lot from him. Repetition. I am lazy when it comes to practicing. I am lazy when it comes to skills. I am very lazy. We have not been lazy about doing this show.
Nope.
And we've learned so very much. And what's really cool, another thing I think helps seed this show, which is a nice feeler. Ayana's on. She's saying that's awesome. Yeah, Ayana, it was so much fun today. It was really, really cool. It was
much love.
I thought it was going to be a disaster, and I wasn't sure it was going to be a disaster, and it worked out to be, one of my favorite ones. But yesterday, we did a show with Ayana, who's on right now.
Yay!
That was a great feeder into this, because we talked about how to rhyme yesterday, which I think is so important. And today, when we did the freestyle, there was a lot of rhyming that went in, so there might have been that connection there as well.
Yeah,
it was really, really cool. So
that was fun.
For anybody watching, if you are watching, you don't need to be a creator to be creative, right? or maybe you're an aspiring creator. But again, I think it is so important not to adopt a cliche view of what an artist is supposed to be, what people think they are, right? It is whoever your favorites are, all right? Bob Dylan, Amadeus Mozart, Fleetwood Mac, Jimi Hendrix, that there was a lot that went behind each of the songs that you got to hear. And not just a lot of work into each of those songs, a lot of songs that you never heard. And I think today is ideally what I wanted it to be, which is a peek into what that process can be, right?
Yeah.
And how you just repeat it and it keeps getting better.
Keeps getting better.
So that's what's up.
It's like a muscle, you know? The more often you do it, the better you become.
Yeah. Yeah, I think
That's
so.
all there is. That's all there is. It's not a thing, like it gets mystified all the time, you know? Oh, he's that kind of artist, you know?
Yeah, it really does.
But
and it becomes this untouchable thing. And I want people, you know, I found out the other day, you know, I'm on this app called TikTok.
True.
There's this writer guy.
I heard.
There's this guy, I talk something horn. I forget. Jan, I'll share it with you. But he said, you know, it's never too late to write. And he talked about people who were writing. Toni Morrison, 39 when she started writing, right? And I forget who was 40. Mark Twain, 41 when he started writing. Frank McCourt, who wrote a book called Angela's Ashes, 66.
Gee.
Right? 66. Now, you know, I don't know what their process became, but I'm guessing that not only did they have their life experiences to enrich their writing, but those books did not write themselves.
Of course.
You know, and another thing this guy on TikTok said, that it's not about if you try to write a book, you're probably going to fail. If you try to write a page a day, someday you'll have a book.
Yeah.
So put in the time. I encourage everybody to try to create. I think it's good for your soul. I think it's as important.
Yeah.
For me, I think it's as important as exercise and eating right. You know, it really helps. Just work them juices in your mind, body, and soul. So that's what's up. Now we got to run. We actually have a gig in front of human beings.
Woo!
So we're gonna head to that. Thank you to everybody who watched the podcast today, who watched the show. We can't tell you how much we appreciate you, and we're gonna leave you with what Ayana said here, which is doesn't matter when you start, just start. Yeah, I think just start and keep going.
Starting is half the way.
Yeah,
Really.
that's it. But and not being afraid of failure and loving your mistakes. All of those things.
Failing is great. Failing is great.
Failing.
Or is important.
All of my greatest successes have come on the back of failure.
See?
Every time.
See?
So, guys, have a wonderful day. Peace. Oh, we're streaming live tonight. We're going to be streaming live tonight at our usual time.
But what time?
8 o'clock. 8 p.m. Central European time. 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We're just going to play some good old music, hang out, chill. Maybe we'll write another song off the top of our heads. Haha, just kidding. Nope. But we might play this. So that's what's up.
Sorry,
we'll
not sorry.
Freddie and I are going to harmonize on our song.
Yeah.
Starting, flowing, slip around, swinging from the branches all around. Butterfly floating here and there. And they dancing, whoa, 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 did they dance? Whoa, 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 did they dance? Oh, whoa, whoa. Peace. See you tonight.
See you tonight. Have a great week. And,
Yeah. Enjoy the rest of your Sunday.
Yeah. See you later, alligator.
Bye, folks.
Bye.